Ouais, mais faut que je l'avance un peu. Puis là, on va ajuster le volume parce que c'est pas le même volume. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, check, parce que M. MacKinnon est assez... il projette beaucoup. Bonjour Charlie, c'est Jacques. On veut juste s'assurer que dans le foyer, on a changé de micro. On est rendu avec un podium pour l'événement de 11h30. Tu m'entends, tu me vois bien. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On va juste vérifier micro-question.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Richard Bennett.
He can. I got you. So. Come later. Okay, and I can probably get it. Okay, good.
La caméra? Non, t'es habitué. C'est pas si petit, j'étais quand même là pendant un petit bout. On est habitué de la garder. Tiens le voir.
Could be an appropriate number. Steve called the Ram of Cumberland County was a ladies' man. Medical doctor. And again, I can't prove it, but I've heard read rumors that he may have done some early abortions, in which he had a personal stake, to put it that way. Oh, wow. That's next level. All right, so let me do this. Yes, my job say. It was. So let's do this.
Work on that.
And they have to.
Oh, they're in the closet. There we go.
fêtes.
Did you guys know yesterday was the shortest day of the year because of like in Montreal? Montreal, yes. No, I don't know about Ottawa, but in Montreal that was short.
Short Toronto's jealous.
You have the same crowd today as you had tomorrow. Yesterday.
Yes, that's true. Tough crowd.
Noël, ça va bien? Ça allait bien?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I'm not super. There's just so much stuff going on there. Like I have to.
I just wanted to ask about
Let's just get out of the way.
seems like microwave is a judge who's positive. He's still not.
So, okay, there's, yes, there's, keep in mind, there's multiple positions. So one of the measures is was restricting the ability to report each.
Comment allez-vous? J'ai un petit énoncé et je serais heureux de prendre vos questions. Good afternoon. We've now come to the end of the fall sitting after 11 weeks of very hard work here in the House of Commons. Canadians sent us here several months ago to get things done for them. There is deep anxiety among Canadians about their jobs, the cost of living, and the repercussions of a trade war we now find ourselves in with our closest neighbor, the United States. Simply put, we are in a time of crisis. This is a serious time, and it calls for serious leadership. En ces temps difficiles pour les Canadiens, notre gouvernement, sous la direction du premier ministre Mark Carney, a amené un leadership sérieux à la Chambre des communes. Tout a commencé d'abord par l'adoption, en juin dernier, de la loi sur une économie canadienne unifiée, visant à renforcer notre pays en éliminant les obstacles au commerce et à la mobilité de la main-d'œuvre, ainsi qu'à faire progresser des projets de construction nationale créant des milliers d'emplois. Cet automne, nous avons établi un bilan tout aussi ambitieux et couronné de succès, et ce, dans le cadre d'un gouvernement minoritaire. Make no mistake, this is a minority parliament, and in that scenario, the opposition parties have the ability to hold up government legislation. Responsible opposition parties do that in a responsible way, to offer alternatives and present reasoned arguments. But for the last 3 months, the Conservatives have adopted and executed a clear political strategy that is self-serving and selfish. Their partisan strategy is simple: obstruct, obstruct, obstruct. Obstruct debates and votes in the House of Commons and play silly games at committees to block the advancement of government legislation. Notre gouvernement a réussi à faire passer des projets de loi majeurs cet automne malgré tout, malgré cette obstruction parlementaire irresponsable des conservateurs. Pour faire un résumé rapidement, la Chambre a adopté un budget historique, notre plan pour créer une économie plus forte. La Chambre a adopté les crédits budgétaires pour mettre en œuvre le budget supplémentaire des dépenses. Les 3 projets de loi ont également passé la 3e lecture et sont allés au Sénat. Le projet de loi C4 visant à offrir une réduction d'impôts pour la classe moyenne, procurant un allègement fiscal à près de 22 millions de Canadiens. Le projet de loi C12 qui vient de passer, visant à renforcer l'immigration et la sécurité frontalière, à protéger les Canadiens et à assurer la sécurité de nos communautés, et le projet de loi C3, visant à améliorer nos lois sur la citoyenneté afin d'inclure les Canadiens perdus. La Chambre a enfin renvoyé 6 projets de loi en comité, le projet de loi C15, la loi d'exécution du budget, le projet de loi C8 qui améliore les protections en matière de cybersécurité, le projet de loi C9 qui combat les crimes haineux, l'intimidation et l'obstruction, le projet de loi C11 qui modernise le système de justice militaire, le projet de loi C13, un accord commercial visant le Royaume-Uni et le partenariat transpacifique, et le projet de loi C14 qui renforce nos lois sur la mise en liberté sous caution et les peines. Nous pouvons être fiers de notre travail. And despite the Conservatives' obstruction strategy, we have pressed ahead and endured, and we have a record that we can be proud of. Let me review the highlights. The House adopted a historic budget to set the framework for a stronger economy, a supply bill to implement the supplementary estimates, 3 important bills passed 3rd reading and were sent to the Senate, bills C4, C12, and C3, and the House also sent 6 bills to committee, C15, C8, 9, 11, 13, and finally, Bill C14. In summary, since September, we have accomplished a great deal. It has been a hard grind because of this conservative obstruction, but we did get results for Canadians, and we will continue to do that when the House returns in the new year. Le travail en Chambre cette session n'a pas été facile, mais beaucoup a tout de même pu être accompli de façon sérieuse et délibérée par le gouvernement. Il reste bien sûr du travail et beaucoup, et nous avons bien hâte de poursuivre au retour de la Chambre l'année prochaine. Merci. Thank you.
What lessons did you learn about working with these opposition parties in this minority parliament?
Well, as you know, I had experience from other oppositions, but I thought that the times called out for greater seriousness. We've been systematically disappointed over the course of the fall to find that the Conservatives do not perceive the same level of urgency that the government perceives and that we believe that Canadians perceive with respect to fixing our economy, providing opportunities for Canadians, showing compassion and support for Canadians who need that help. We don't think they share the urgency, and we call on them to hopefully review that strategy.
Monsieur MacKinnon, est-ce que c'est le temps d'aller en élection?
Non, je ne crois pas. Les Canadiens ne souhaitent pas d'élection, je l'ai dit à maintes reprises. Les Canadiens viennent de voter en avril. Ça fait à peine...
Gouvernement minoritaire, donc la
Mais
solution pour changer ça, c'est d'aller en élection?
Mais la solution, c'est que les comportements changent. C'est que la perception des oppositions, et notamment les conservateurs, changent et prennent au sérieux l'ampleur et l'envergure des enjeux auxquels font face les Canadiens dans leur quotidien et auxquels fait face le pays. On fait face à une guerre commerciale, on fait face à une situation où on doit accélérer de grands projets, de grands investissements et en même temps fournir des appuis aux Canadiens les plus vulnérables. Nous souhaiterions qu'ils partagent le même sentiment d'urgence.
But does your approach need to change, though? Because, I don't want to downplay the differences between this parliament and the last one, but once again, it's the Liberals coming out here to complain about procedural tricks, or whatever you want to frame them, that the Conservatives are doing. During the last parliament, you had a supply and confidence agreement with the NDP. You seem to be kind of shunning that close level of cooperation with them. I know that won't really help in the committee level, but do you have to change your approach? Do you have to be more cooperative, or lend that olive branch to the Bloc and the NDP?
Once again, we are a minority government. We realize that fully, but we do have a mandate. We were given a mandate in April, a mandate to build the country, to accelerate big projects, to get big things done, to support vulnerable Canadians. Our platform is there for all to read, and we believe that this Parliament can work, should work, but unfortunately there is a part of the Conservative caucus that views obstruction as a good day for them. There are a number of Conservative MPs, they talk to me, they talk to my colleagues, who don't share that view. But they, at least in the lead up to Mr. Poilievre's leadership review, are choosing to use a scorched earth policy. They think that's the way to secure his leadership and to gain points among the Conservative base. We think that is very discordant for most Canadians, and we think that is obviously not the approach that should be taken in these very challenging times.
Given the delays at Justice Committee, just given the delays of the Justice Committee, both bail reform and the anti-hate legislation are very important, but obviously C9 has become very controversial with this new amendment. Why not simply just allow the the bail reform, that's 14, I think, sorry, there's too many numbers, C14 to move forward, study that, get that done, and then come back.
I don't know why that's a choice. Of course we want Bill C14 to move forward.
No, I mean, then start studying it now as the Conservatives.
Well, again, you're buying the premise of their procedural tricks. They've had all fall to support and pass Bill C14. It's been sitting there for all to see, for all to pass, for all to vote for. And here we are on the last day of the session where they have schemes and gimmicks. You're making the exact point for me that I'm trying to make. This is about cute tricks, obstruction, games. We had a member talking about the difference between cat people and dog people in committee. This is a serious matter. And of course we would support moving forward on Bill C14. We very much want to see that bill move forward and we don't understand why we would have to choose between the two bills.
Which bills do you say are the government's main priorities when you come back in January? Because of course only one got royal assent this fall.
Well, of course the budget bill is the centerpiece of the government's economic plan and represents all of the things that we committed to Canadians, and we'll be looking to pass that bill as quickly as possible.
Monsieur MacKinnon, il y a très peu de projets de loi qui ont été adoptés cet automne. Qu'est-ce que ça nous dit sur votre capacité à en faire adopter?
Bien, il y en a eu 15, 16 de déposés et on en a passé 3.
C'est pas beaucoup?
Non, mais dans un court laps de temps, je pense que, vous savez, règle générale, un projet de loi majeur, ça prend un an de façon générale. Moi, je suis heureux avec le progrès. Je suis heureux que notre budget a été adopté. Je suis heureux que les crédits ont été adoptés. Je suis heureux que certains projets de loi très, très importants ont été envoyés en comité et d'autres ont eu la troisième lecture et même une loi, même la sanction royale. Donc, c'est du progrès. Est-ce que c'est aussi vite que j'aurais souhaité? Non, bien sûr. Il y a de l'obstruction. À tous les jours, on fait face à cette obstruction.
J'ai l'impression qu'on se dirige tout droit vers des élections en 2026 si vous avez toujours du mal à vous trouver des partenaires de
Moi, je pense que les
base.
Canadiens, la dernière chose qu'ils souhaitent, ce sont des élections. Je pense que les Canadiens ont investi ce gouvernement-ci d'un mandat assez clair, soit dit en passant, un mandat économique, un mandat de bâtir le pays, un mandat de prendre soin des Canadiens les plus vulnérables. C'est ce que nous nous affairons à faire. Malheureusement, à tous les jours, comme vous savez, l'opposition voit une obstruction comme étant une bonne journée pour eux. Moi, je pense que c'est une mauvaise journée pour les Canadiens.
Les élections, est-ce que ça pourrait être la solution pour faire débloquer ce genre de situation-là?
Moi, je continue de croire que ce Parlement-ci peut fonctionner, mais il incombe aux conservateurs de prendre leur travail un peu plus au sérieux.
C'est quoi la limite?
Bien, je ne définis pas de limite, mais évidemment, je viens de parler d'un projet de loi, évidemment, très, très important.
You blame the Conservatives and their behavior, but you can't control Conservatives' behavior. So is there anything that you can do to change your behavior or the Liberals writ large in order to make the Parliament work better?
Well, we think we have been pretty exemplary at being clear about our objectives, at describing those objectives, at working with opposition on amendments. We've amended bills pursuant to their suggestions. We've had ministers talking to their critics in terms of the budget, many ministers talking to many either leaders or members of opposition parties. We have extended the hand of cooperation across the aisle repeatedly and regularly. But too often, what we get back is delay and obfuscation and obstruction. And we think any day that occurs is a bad day for Canada.
We have time for one more question.
In terms of, comparing it to the last Parliament, I know that's not terribly helpful, but obviously there was more cooperation between the Liberals and the Bloc and the NDP. Are you guys going to continue to hit this kind of, impasse because the policies you're putting forward are less palatable to the NDP and the Bloc Québécois? And like without an election, are we just going to be continuing to hit these same kind of roadblocks?
I think there's a lot of things that we're doing that on a given day, any opposition party finds a lot to support, a lot more than they'll obviously admit in public. I'd say that's particularly true of many conservatives who quietly tell us all the time, we appreciate what you're doing, we respect what you're doing. The feedback in our ridings is strongly supportive of the direction you're heading in. I think those people, to be clear, are in the minority in their caucus and feel very put upon by this obstruction caucus that, again, wants to prop up Mr. Poilievre as he approaches his leadership review.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Merci. Joyeuses fêtes à vous. Thanks, guys. See you later on.
Merry Christmas.
See you next